Yo, if I had his talent,
Yeah, I meant to send you him, but
I'd
you
be
already on
going-
top.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! What? I think he sent them to me too. I found him on my own. He sent them to me, and I think somebody else sent them.
I'll be sending a lot of stuff.
I'm like, yo,
That dude.
everything I
nice.
send is foolishness.
Yeah.
That nigga's he's nice.
I rarely. I send.
Yeah,
a
we
couple
send
of
we
things
send
that
each other
are-
ignorance like at least 90% of the time.
I send
It's
some-
ignorance.
My
I send
supervisor
some
just popped into my
informative-
DMs now, just sending stupid shit.
Yeah, I send some informative stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, check your Facebook.
That's
but
where you
most
send
of the time, nah, that's where I saw something most recently.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta check all platforms, man.
Yeah.
Except TikTok.
Yeah, except for TikTok.
TikTok.
I ain't sending nobody TikToks.
Yeah,
I don't even log into that shit.
Hey, I promise you, I got like at least 80 unread.
Yeah.
And TikTok.
When I go in there,
It's just stressful seeing the notifications.
When you send me a TikTok,
I be puzzled.
actually, it asks me to log in.
Listen, God, they ain't even logged in. Listen,
nah.
if I ever send y'all TikTok, it's important. Because I don't operate on there like that.
It's
like
cold 'cause-
outside of posting for the podcast, I don't operate on there.
I said I got like 80 unread. You probably got like 20 unread just from me.
I had about the same. I just go in there to clear my shit.
Hey, and sometimes I just open it and close it. Back out.
So it go,
Open.
and look, all right, they
Back
gone.
out.
All right.
Hey, you know what I don't like about it is when you do click on something that somebody sent you, it show you the first thing they want to show you on TikTok before it's the actual post. That pisses
But then
me
you
off.
got to log in to see the rest of the shit.
Yeah, man. I ain't got time for all of that, man.
nah.
I ain't got time for it.
I was just going to ask John Henn, would you seen this shit, man?
Go in his room. What's the latest dance? Are you doing like that?
Nah, cause he be in the car. We'll be in the car and he'll be driving. We'll be driving. And then all of a sudden he go,
What?
What you over there hee-heeing about?
Bruh.
yeah, man.
Not the Kanye laugh, the serious and then laugh again.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Limit his data. Anyways.
Yo,
Screen time, nigga.
that's cold. It's a cold
Screen
game.
time.
Nah.
Dad, can you extend the screen time?
I'm finna extend my hand and
What's
slap
today?
you. Go to bed.
Yeah, what's today, nigga?
What?
Phone be gone to be connect, force it on the counter.
Let's extend your reading
When
time.
you figure it out,
get a
maybe you
book.
get your phone back.
Sheesh.
Anyways, man, yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy Dspill, with my co-host in the building.
Jelani Evans.
It's Farmer Poe, man.
Man, it seems like y'all doing well, but I'm gonna ask how y'all doing.
I'm blessed.
I'm doing extremely well this month, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's what's up,
In
man.
the last 2 weeks, I've been doing extremely well. All right, for sure.
That's what's up, man.
I did a whole budget.
Okay.
Like I wrote
like personal finance budget and then trying to follow that.
savings,
Yeah.
budget, expenses.
There you go.
Dog, I'm feeling very well.
Adult life popping, huh?
Yeah, and then you see where shit going, and then you see how much. Like, oh yeah, I could deal with this.
The fact that he in his mid-30s and he like, yo, I started budgeting. Like, don't you got kids? What are you?
Now look,
you been
look.
winging it? Like,
I'm gonna tell you. Through
You can tell it's working.
through my job, like I got a well-paying job.
so he
But
just whatever.
For a while, my daughter's mom and her kids, I had them on my insurance because I wasn't the way my insurance was. When I got into my job, I didn't have to pay extra for nobody, for nothing, for medical, nothing, none of that
You
shit.
didn't even have to be married.
Nigga, I was out. They had all the best medical shit, but
Man, tell him we cousins. Y'all got
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out
got
who else I could
Sutter?
put on my shit. No, I got Kaiser.
a perfect one right around
Kaiser.
the way.
Yeah.
And I live across the street from Kaiser. So, but when
Finna
we
start
did
carpooling to appointments.
with our union played us. Everybody in our union like, yeah, we finna vote for this, and this and that. And they hit us, and then they started taxing me after tax for people that were not my direct descendants.
Really?
So I was getting hit an extra 400 something just for
Technically, we all descendants.
Right. I tried to use that. It didn't work. So
It's my earth brother.
it
Took
was
the
like
holistic approach, and it was like,
transition I
that's
went-
good for you.
My
Well,
earth
my
brother.
job, I get steps every year. I get paid based on like
We family in God's way.
based on the what do they call that, the cost of living. And I was expecting a certain amount, and then they hit me with an extra 4-5. in January, and I was like,
We going sis.
nigga couldn't. No. We ain't even going to Sizzling, nigga. We ain't going nowhere, nigga. We about to be at the house. So
You said the pot sizzling. I'm cooking at home forever.
I've been able to.
I'm finna buy all the seeds.
Got them. You know, she was able to get her insurance. I got them. You know what I mean? So now I was able to change my budget. So
Okay.
I'm
Here you
feeling
go.
very well about that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you can always tell the difference between somebody saying like, "Yo, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this," to "Damn, I got to go into savings."
Yeah. It wasn't no savings.
That's what I'm saying.
We checked the check. We was check to check. We was check to check for a while. So I'm feeling extremely
You know what?
well.
I had to use the push iced tea a couple times. You know
Crazy
what I'm
thing
saying?
about it is right now,
I was intentionally going to self checkout.
we ain't gonna buy it. We ain't gonna pay for this.
My man had a Sony TV for 38 cents.
Ain't no barcodes on the fruit, so I'ma just
You know when they ask you how many fucking
ain't no bags. You got 15.
how many cilantros did you get? I got 5, but I'm only paying for 2. Yeah, so that's what we was on. Yeah.
Nah, but what I'm gonna say is like right now, due to inflation and the economy and everything, a majority of people are living check to check. And and honestly, in this state, it's almost a blessing to be living check to check because finding employment, maintaining employment is difficult because the job market is trash, and companies are shrinking due to the inflation. See, when it first started, it only affected us. Like, you know, now it's affecting businesses on a large scale. That's why so many businesses are laying people off and all of these things. So I mean, like, you know, it sounds horrible. Like living check to check. Like, bro, like you get a check,
Right. No, real talk. That's real talk.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
You got
And so-
insurance?
More than half of
Bro,
this,
you know
more
what
than
I'm saying?
half of this country doesn't have at least $500 in their savings account. I know everybody on Instagram is rich and balling and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you know everybody, you know, women need men that make 6 figures and they got to be stay-at-home moms. But in the real world, most people don't even have a savings account.
I've been
IG.
watching Kevin Samuels the last couple of days.
Changed your mind, didn't it?
8% of, and this was maybe a couple of years ago, 8% of black men are making
50K and higher.
Nigga, I make more than 50K, and my steps going up. So I had to like reset my mind.
Where's the money going?
Yeah.
I'm like, had to reset my mind. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
And
I'm doing better off.
I
than
ain't bought that many herbs.
yeah.
Hey, look, I be in the produce aisle, and they say eating healthier is cheaper. It's not. It's more expensive. It's cheaper to me in my eyes.
You got a garden.
All right, so on the same breath though,
about to
because I'm gonna be
downgrade.
honest, bro.
About to downgrade to apartment po.
I'm
You ain't
I'm
playing,
gonna
huh?
be honest.
I'm not,
A perfect.
Bro did over the glasses to let you know he's serious.
Nigga, what?
Bro did over the glasses.
Yo,
Let me show you my
but
real
the thing
lenses.
about it, the crazy thing about it, it's cheaper to eat healthy if you are willing to do the cooking. And
Let's
I
talk
know
about it.
you understand that
Mm-hmm.
because you cook. I cook, you cook. So when you're going in there and you're buying the actual like produce and then
Yeah.
the seasonings and then the actual herbs you might need, you know what I'm saying? And then we're talking about bouillon cubes or garlic paste or what, you know what I'm saying, or minced garlic, whatever else you might. But when you actually get in the kitchen and cook,
Getting
it's
hungry.
cheaper, bro.
It is.
Like you go, all right, for instance, you can go to any one of these fast food spots or even a restaurant. You're gonna spend somewhere between 18 to 25.
Oh, you gonna
30.
spend grocery money to eat?
let's talk
Boom.
about
Yeah,
for
for
one-
sure.
And then
And
for
then
how
when
many
you, and
meals?
they're gonna say, oh, it's cheaper to eat out. It's just, oh no, they say it's same amount to eat out as it is buying groceries.
That
And I'm
sound like people that don't
bro,
It's not.
exactly. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I spent $30 at a grocery store.
Uh-huh.
How many days you
ate
eat?
all week.
Right.
week.
All week.
Leftovers the whole 9.
Wasn't much leftovers. I cooked really well.
Right.
But
Yeah.
all
But-
week though. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah.
30. When you go out to eat, that 30 is good for that meal, that night, that session. Unless
And
you
the
have
quality.
enough for
Let's talk
leftover.
about quality of food too.
Bro, it's
Well, I'm gonna give you your flowers, bro, because you pointed out something to me at the grocery store. It's like, bro, if you just go over to the other section and just get all of your salt, your oatmeal, your pastas, and all of that stuff, and just like where you weigh it out and everything like that, it's gonna be significantly cheaper than buying the packaging because you're paying for the packaging, you're paying for the brand label. So I don't buy like the oatmeals and the pastas and all of that stuff in the packaging. I go over to the other area.
I hit Winco. If Winco is the best grocery store to me,
If you see me in Winco, please don't acknowledge me. This dude, you gonna tell everybody like,
hey,
look. Look,
you know what's crazy? I was out. Like, I'm in the 559 at mom's house, right? Visalia.
All right.
We go and we're going to get some stuff because I made some pasta while I'm out there.
Put the pasta over the lobster, the lobster over the pasta.
Over the pasta.
Okay.
You already know what it is.
Right.
Tomatoes. The Roma tomatoes. 74 cents a pound.
Out there? That's crazy because they 98 cents here.
Nigga, no. I told my mom, I said, that's crazy. I never
Actually,
seen
no.
$1.18.
Boom, I said $1.18.
It's
the tomatoes on the vine that's 98 cents.
We old as hell. Go ahead.
And the thing about it, the tomatoes that's on the vine, you know they go bad faster, right?
Yeah.
Right. All right.
But he got the recipe on how to
tomatoes
preserve
is
them. He just ain't telling nobody.
Okay, I'm going to tell you how
put a piece of tape over the
same thing with the bananas. You put the aluminum foil over the end. Yeah.
Just how I've been.
We giving up too much game?
I just learned the last
Okay, cool.
Parchment paper.
Oh, yeah. I have some.
Parchment paper more than paper towels and plastic.
I got plenty of that.
I've been putting my my mushrooms and grapes and everything in a
Bro,
bowl.
did you hear the flow? Parchment paper over plastic and paper towels?
Yeah.
My man spitting. Go ahead.
Listen, we can give the mic is. You want to talk about preservation? I thought it was those tomatoes, those mushrooms. They lasted forever because paper towels. I was using paper towels for a minute.
Right.
The parchment paper,
for sure,
is lasting definitely a couple more weeks.
Killing the game.
So yeah, like we said, like. It depends on where you are. In the 559, you're gonna get cheaper stuff because that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, and the valley is gonna be a little bit
to the source.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But Winco is if you want to get your stuff, get it in bulk. You're gonna pay.
See, you talking about bulk. Now we're talking Costco.
Yeah, but see, Costco it'll trick you too because Winco, when I go and get the basmati flour, the basmati rice that costs $1.18. I'm gonna put the ticket that says
basmati.
Jasmine.
Is that like the Maserati of rice?
You don't know about basmati rice?
But look.
Nah, I don't really.
At Winco, this is what you do.
All right, we'll.
Basmati rice. It'll say
jasmine rice.
brown rice.
Look, no.
I just smacked brown rice.
No.
If you go to the basmati rice and it say $1.18 a pound. And it's sitting right next to the jasmine rice that say 68 cents a pound. You think I'm gonna put the ticket for the basmati?
Yo, hey, let me tell you something right now. You gonna mess around and it's gonna be a real chef bringing your food out and be like, hey man, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, the crazy thing is
you want to talk about this?
The crazy thing
because
is,
I cook this all the time, dog.
The crazy thing is
security.
He's telling people
there's babies in here, man.
He's telling people he steals. This is what he's doing, right? That's what's so wild. Like he's telling people he steals. Like you might as well get on IG and record it.
That's crazy.
Anyways,
Shortcut Poe is crazy, dog.
But check it out though.
Shortcut Poe is crazy.
Because you gotta understand something. You're like, but you gotta know what to go to Winco for. You gotta know what to go to Costco for.
And you gotta know what to go to Safeway for.
I'm about to say something.
Yeah,
you gotta go to Safeway for.
Because quality is at Safeway.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
For certain things.
For certain things.
You're right.
You might want to stay away from the meat section at Safeway.
Oh yeah, I
don't even really eat meat, so y'all winning anyway.
I don't know what I said.
Well, I mean, on the same note, Safeway usually has some of the best smoked salmon. Although Costco got this variety pack.
No. Costco.
No. You laughing?
Seafood.
But I've never had dill smoked salmon until I went there and it changed my. Yeah.
I'm just reflecting on my age right now, man, because I feel like 15 years ago we was talking crazy. We was talking so different now.
Nah, because you could get a $5 the rotisserie chicken at $5 for Costco. Nigga, if I was homeless, nigga. $5 for the rotisserie chicken for a whole chicken.
Washed.
Yeah.
You right. Because I'll buy those. I buy those when I make my kids chicken and rice and vegetable bowls and stuff like that.
But
so yeah, that's what I use. Like
it
shortens my cooking time. But you know what I mean.
When you get older,
That's what I'm reflecting on. I'm like,
things
man,
you place value on,
dog.
in your thought process.
We was talking about, like, you gotta think, dog. Like 15 years ago, we was probably talking about shoes, and video games, and just being outside.
I still am.
No, but me and him used to have a conversation like, my nigga, we call each other like, hey man, I just got this new thing
man.
from Pier 1 Imports.
Bro, I got the Hex Clad pots, man. Bro, let me tell you something, dog.
Yo, I remember when he got his wok. Cause
he's the one that encouraged me to get one.
Big brag.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Because as a kid,
this is stainless steel.
You know why?
It come with the spoon.
Nigga, we got toys to buy. He
inspired you to get the wok because he kept bringing the rice, and you was like, "Yo, how'd you make it?" And you're like, "Get the wok." Yes. Like, it's like you get the wok and it just comes together.
Nigga, I got 3 type of woks. I got a stainless steel, I got a cast iron,
you see what's going on here? Do you see what I'm saying?
Hey, I got a non-stick.
All my pots are non-stick. That's kind of how I roll.
I got 3 different types of woks though.
I hear what you saying.
15 minutes of exposure.
And we ain't even started yet.
Yeah, we ain't even started.
We started. Yeah. If you was listening.
Yeah. If you want to get your grocery tips and save some money.
Yeah.
Right here. The Notion Podcast.
All week.
That's crazy.
All week.
Our topics ain't got nothing to do with. That's the intro for y'all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a crazy intro. Yo,
get to know us. Oh gosh, she went to laugh off camera.
Bruh, the madness is mad.
That was crazy. That was a good intro.
Yo, so let's get into it. There was a debate between Allen Iverson, who we know is AI, not 2024 AI.
Debate was between AI?
Well, the debate was regarding Allen Iverson, Steph Curry, between Gilbert Arenas, Brandon Jennings, and I don't remember who the third person was. No disrespect.
I feel like he played for UNC and he went to the league and for MC something, McSomething. I can't remember it. Yeah. It wasn't Al Jefferson though, but it was somebody. I can't remember this dude's name.
Yeah, my bad, man, for not remembering.
Gilbert be having some crazy takes. I respect.
He has a lot of crazy takes.
I respect his opinion.
You know what though?
I'm gonna
tell you this though. He be having a lot of crazy takes, but I respect his takes and I actually look at things different after his takes based on the fact that a lot of his takes are from experience.
Yeah, because he
played the league. He played against certain people. He's experienced certain things. He's done certain things to give him that take in the first place.
He has a good IQ.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
For sure.
Right.
And so, was you trying to find a name for dude?
Yeah, I was trying to, but
keep stalling him.
But we here.
Scrolling.
CJ?
Nah. But basically, okay. So basically, and I was really excited to have this conversation because I know both of you guys are Warriors fans, and I know growing up with you were a huge Allen Iverson fan.
For sure.
So basically, the debate sparked when Gilbert says, can you take Allen Iverson and put him on the championship Warriors team and substitute him instead of Steph Curry? Does he still win 4 championships? Brandon Jennings said no.
Wait, before you start. His name is McCants. Y'all remember McCants?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
That's crazy.
I didn't watch college.
Now, I didn't hear everything you said, to be honest, because I was trying to find this dude's name because it was going to drive me insane.
Right.
So I need you to pose that one more time.
Okay.
So basically, Gilbert Arenas says, if you take Allen Iverson, the 76ers NBA Finals, Allen Iverson, and you put him on the Warriors, that championship Warriors team, without Steph Curry, but with all the other role players there, right? Does Allen Iverson win 4 championships?
No.
Not 4. Nope.
He wins. He wins
some championships.
He gets at least 1 ring.
The amount of points that he would score is not going to compare to Steph.
Okay.
That's the difference to me, is because inside the paint, him and Steph, I think they do almost comparable things. Steph in the paint is nice.
This is the thing, though.
Outside the paint, like in perimeter, no comparison.
This is the thing, right? Look at their styles of play. And Steph Curry is a better scorer because he can shoot.
For sure.
From long range.
Yep.
He is more efficient because Allen Iverson took a lot more shots to get the points that he got.
Yep.
Now, to his defense, his team was trash.
Yes.
So he didn't really have an
Let's
option
start there.
of being able to pass it to anybody, really.
Right.
Like when he had Dikembe Mutombo, it was at the end of
Want to come to
Mutombo's.
LA with me.
Yeah, by that time, this finger had arthritis. He wasn't throwing much of anything. So
That's true, though.
There's that.
Yeah, that's true.
And he didn't really have anybody that he could delegate, you know what I'm saying, get it off to. Like,
For sure.
Eric Snow was there, but Eric Snow was average.
Not consistent.
He was an average role player.
He was like a Rick Fox to the Lakers. My opinion.
He was an average role player, you feel me? And so when you look at that, it's just like Allen Iverson had to do a lot more to get where he got. So if you put him on a roster where he has a supporting cast role player, people who can shoot, and if you're solely focused on Iverson and he can dish it off to a Klay Thomas, or he can say, Draymond, you bring the ball up and I'm going to run around and when I get open, you hit me. You feel me? It takes a lot of pressure off and it allows other people to score. So, of course, if you put Allen Iverson on Steph Curry's Warrior team,
For sure.
of course he's going to get at least a ring.
Yes.
He took a trash team to the finals, didn't he win one game against the Lakers?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the Shaq and Kobe Lakers.
Yes.
This was my statement that I made in the comic section of this podcast. I said, is it me or has the 76ers not made it to the NBA finals since Allen Iverson?
I don't think
Facts.
they have. They almost.
And then somebody responded to me. Somebody responded to me and said, I don't even think they've made it to like the Eastern Conference.
I think they did.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that.
They almost got it. To the
Yeah.
Eastern
They were
Conference.
almost.
So
They didn't get to the Eastern Conference. They almost did.
So I think that shows right there the dominance in Allen Iverson for that to be the case, right?
Because before
It's kind of why I felt like the
before
trophy
him,
should have been a little bit bigger. Or not the trophy, the statue should have been a little bit bigger. But
I thought so, but everybody else, in comparison to everyone else,
yeah, in comparison to everyone else.
not that was the.
Yeah. I feel like his statue should have been a little bit bigger because of that.
I feel you on that because, like I said, Steph and Iverson in the paint, they can move and play. They similar heights, similar styles of getting into the paint and scoring. Outside of the perimeter, there's no comparison.
Well, yeah, of course, but with Gilbert Arenas is
there's certain things that you can say about AI that like so.
You got to put 5 people on Allen Iverson,
Both of them are fast, right?
Yes, for sure.
Steph Curry is elusive. Allen Iverson is quick,
For sure.
and that makes a difference. See, Curry gets the ball and he comes up and he's gonna get around you, right?
Fast,
Right.
But it's
Iverson's gonna blow
smooth.
past you,
Yes.
Right.
and then you have to try to catch up to him.
Yes.
Right, for sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, as far as in the style of play, they're different, but the endurance and moving around and never stopping when they're on the court, they both operate like that. They
Yeah,
both are
for
always
sure.
moving. You know what I'm saying? They both require you to put a lot of attention and defense on them. The only difference is you might visually be watching Curry while you're on your man. With AI, you're either getting ready to double team
And then he's gone.
or you're the other man up because you know the double team's probably not going to work.
Yep.
Where's your man at? In the corner somewhere. They're not going to pass to Eric Snow.
Right. And
Okay.
I think that's what would have been impactful if he had a team like the Warriors, because now I can dish it out to Klay. Or I can dish it to Draymond, you know what I mean? Or Iggy, or whatever, you know what I mean? And I believe Allen Iverson gets at minimum 3 rings if he's on the Golden State Warriors.
I'm gonna say 2.
Okay, why you say 2?
I'm gonna just say 2, just because 3 is mighty close to getting 4. 2
I believe he gets 4. I just said at minimum he gets 3.
with the Warriors team.
With the Warriors team.
What year?
All the years that they won.
Nope.
I'm gonna say
Okay. So this is the whole thing. If the layout is the same as it was for AI, as it was for Curry, then he gets at least 2.
I'm gonna say 2.
And I say at least 2 because 2 of those rings came with KD.
Yes.
Right? That's
That
what I was
last
coming
ring
from.
that they got was solely dependent upon Stephen Curry and him carrying and in some cases dragging the team to the
Because
finish
Klay
line.
was falling off.
You understand what I'm saying?
Klay was falling off.
And Draymond was already starting to show signs of age.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And so when you look at it like that, now the heightened level of scoring from the perimeter that Curry possesses overshadows Iverson, because at that point, if Iverson can't get to the hole, he doesn't really score too much. Don't get me wrong, he can shoot,
but he can't get.
He's not known for that.
He's known for 12-footers and less.
So my pushback would be with Allen Iverson is if he's playing in this era where the defense is not as, I think, as strong as his era, he's cutting through that and scoring. Because you got to think, back then he's averaging 40 points a night.
You're right.
So
I didn't really take
to get fouls.
I really didn't take that into account. No, well, see, the thing about it is like the era that Allen Iverson played in would be considered a flagrant foul in today's league.
For sure. That's why I'm
pulling the fouls. I didn't.
Yeah. So you come in pulling in fouls. You come in cutting them up. Because he's doing this against. He's doing this because that's what I was saying.
Close to 3. He gets 3.
He gets at least 3 minimum, and the reason why is because
he's averaging 30+ points in that league,
in that era,
with no help, with no support, with no fouls.
Okay.
And then he's gonna average 35, 40 easily, and he's gonna so probably about 3, maybe 4.
Yeah,
maybe, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I was basing it off of.
At the end of the day, when you think about that first ring, everybody was in their prime. So if you take everybody in their prime, that means that there's less responsibility on AI. Right?
Exactly.
So then they're probably going to get that ring. Exactly. And then when KD comes, you feel me, that's more firepower. So then we say another 2 rings, just like, and then that last one.
Triangle defense.
That last one.
The offense.
Yeah, at least 3. I say at least 3 for sure.
Yeah.
I
can respect it. 2 to 3 for me. Definitely 2.
Now let's address something that Brandon Jennings said that I think was the most controversial. He said that era that Allen Iverson went to the finals was trash.
I'm gonna be honest.
What?
All right, wait.
Hold on.
Wait. No, don't even address it because Brandon Jennings is trash. Okay, don't even address that, bro. Don't even address that.
I'm glad you said it.
Please do not address that. Brandon Jennings is trash, bro.
Yeah, because he kept saying, "Oh, my bad." He kept saying, "My era. My era is. I'm about my era was better than that era."
If it's your era, why you not still playing,
bro?
Oops.
Do you remember junior high school?
Yeah,
you remember junior high
Brandon
school,
Jennings'
right?
game.
Yeah,
he's lost his goddamn mind.
Yes.
So don't even address that, bro, because Brandon Jennings is trash.
Yeah,
I said it.
He said outside of Shaq and Kobe.
All right, wait.
Outside of Shaq and Kobe, he said, "This is what he said."
You know how many jerseys they wearing right now compared to how many to what they was like, dog? Are you crazy?
Yeah, he was wilding out. He was wilding out.
Keep disrespecting Kobe, and I wasn't.
No. He exempt Kobe and Shaq. He exempt Kobe and Shaq. He said outside of that, yeah. What I thought was interesting, because he was losing the debate. They put out a body bag and everything. Said put your legs in the body bag.
Yeah, please.
Said put your legs in the body. Because he sounded. Well, I think when you actually made it to the league and you talking like that, it makes me wonder, like, do you even understand the game? Like, do you what are you talking about? It was like trash. I already know Jelani doing the homework.
Yeah,
but
please.
Please. Let me know when y'all ready.
Go ahead. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Do you want we'll start with how he worked his way to the NBA because
Let's do it.
He was 3rd team parade All-American in 07. He made 1st team parade All-American in 08. Okay. He made McDonald's All-American in 08.
Okay.
National Player of the Year in 08. This is all before the NBA. Naismith Prep Player of the Year 2008. Mr. Basketball USA 2008.
Okay. Hold on. Where does the era start?
His NBA?
No, the era he's talking about, because we not about to act like the Warriors.
No, but see, that's the whole thing about it. All of this stuff is before the NBA, right?
Okay.
Right.
Got it.
NBA All-Rookie First Team 2010. What is y'all waiting for? That's it. This bum-ass nigga is talking shit. That's it. He got rookie.
I seem to remember Jason Richardson.
All-Rookie First Team, not Rookie of the Year. All-Rookie First Team in 2010, and then after that, you got no more accolades. You wasn't defensive player, scoring champ, 6th man, improved. You were just present.
Yep.
Yeah, because what I'm still stuck on the Warrior squad during that era that might not have been the best at that time. But let's talk about who was on that squad.
In 2001?
We talked. Jason Richardson got the dunk contest in 2001 or 2002. I think that was 2000.
I don't remember, bro.
But I'm just talking about the people that were in the league
so
at that
if we
time.
if we talk about the league, bro, when he said the league was trash, we're talking about. I'm gonna leave out the obvious. I'm gonna leave out the obvious.
He said James Harden is better than Allen Iverson.
You got
The only thing I kind of agree with was when he brought up Kyrie. When he said Kyrie, okay, we can that can go either way. But James Harden is not touching Allen Iverson on any level. And Allen Iverson never flopped, by the way, if we want to keep it a buck, okay? And on top of that, Allen Iverson played in an era where they played defense.
James Harden just falls.
That's nothing against James Harden's game, but he's not Allen Iverson, sir. Matter of fact, when people do things that remind them of Allen Iverson, they say they're the next Allen Iverson.
You can't speak about none of these niggas without mentioning
I'm
Iverson,
sitting here
Kyrie,
and I'm running
James
back,
Harden, none of these niggas.
I'm running back more of the conversation, and he's naming like he said like people like T-Mac.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he said he called him bad back. He called him bad back Mac.
This is what I'm saying.
Like he's talking about a lot of individuals. Like it's crazy to call individuals trash who have better career than you.
Well, remember when
if they're trash and they have better careers than you.
What's my man from the? I keep saying
what
the
are
Warriors,
you?
But, from
Wizards?
LA. From LA.
The Clippers?
Not from LA. He was on the Warriors at the same time as
Baron Davis?
Nope.
Is Baron Davis from LA? I don't know.
Your man from Rancho.
Cucamonga?
What's the dude from SAT? I be forgetting niggas' names for a minute I don't say their names for a while.
Matt Barnes?
Matt Barnes was on the Warriors at the same time as who?
He won a ring with the Warriors. He was on the ring.
Who was on the Warriors with him?
Steph Curry?
Nah.
Steph, Draymond, Iggy.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, you don't remember the name.
I be forgetting niggas' names when I don't say them. You know how you don't out of sight, out of mind.
I thought you were trying to get us to say
I'm not playing guessing game. I'm just saying like.
You got me tripping now. I mean, that's your team. I don't remember.
I gotta pull it out.
But what I do know is when he said that era was trash, and I started thinking about all the players, I started thinking about Steve Nash in his prime, Dirk Nowitzki. I'm thinking about.
You talking about the Spurs,
bro?
Kevin Garnett.
Have to get into all of that. We know for a fact that he's full.
Let me tell you why I'm naming it though, because you got a lot of dumbass kids out here that don't remember that don't remember the NBA.
It's not even. It's not even
in a disrespect.
It's not even that they don't remember. They don't know. They don't care about history. The research is. Think about how.
That's crazy.
No, it's not. Think about the rap game. Think about the rap game.
That's true
right?
too.
And I say
it does.
I say the rap game because that's the most. That's the best example because you have so many public examples of these new artists talk about how they don't respect or I'm not gonna do this or I don't care about this or I don't know about that. Right. That energy is present among the youth regarding all history.
And our generation
and I
never
guess,
get that.
Yeah, and that's I think that's what I'm getting at because
we had OGs and we were shown things and we were given a certain respect and understanding of things.
But we actually witnessed, I remember watching Jordan play. You understand what I'm saying? Watching Magic play versus these kids not even watching certain players that they're trying to defend for. For example, let's use LeBron, for example, because that's one of the most controversial GOAT conversations, right? Some of these people debating for LeBron probably didn't watch LeBron play a whole lot like that, unless it was the finals. Right. You understand? Where that's the only thing on. Right. But we actually were watching games as kids. So when we're defending the 90s era, you guys got to remember, we were not adults in the 90s. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? We weren't adults in the early 2000 era either. You know what I mean? But we still respected it and we witnessed and we actually paid homage to what they did in the league. So when you have somebody like this who played in the league saying that there is an era where there were the only thing that's trash, I won't even say today's basketball is trash. I just say things like it's a little softer and the rules are different and they play less defense. But I'm not going to say that Kyrie is trash. Okay? So I'm not going to say Jaylen Brown is trash. Thank you. The glove?
Sean Kemp wasn't a fucking factor?
Every team in the 90s, and I don't want to stay on the 90s because that was an argument. Every team in the 90s was worth watching because there was some superstars there.
Everybody's saying the 90s. Bro, he didn't get into the league until 2010. Remember, he was all rookie in 2010. So while we're talking about the 90s, right? We're talking about the 90s because that's when AI and all of them
were drafted. Yeah.
Right. Well, actually, if we're talking about the 90s, what Jordan won his first
in the 80s.
What was it?
91?
It was in his second 3P was in 96, right?
Oh yeah, second 3P, yeah.
I'm trying to think of when his second 3P was.
98?
96, 98.
98 was his last title, right?
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And after that, right, you get everybody else starting to have life. So basically, outside of Jordan, like the basketball era for everybody else starts in 2000.
Think about that's a good point, right? Because when people do bring up the Lakers, right, and when he was trying to make a point like, oh, well, they only had the Lakers. Let's not forget, Shaq and Kobe were together before the championship, so they were still losing and developing. There was still
Jordan
a Nick Van Exel on the Lakers.
How many points when he was with the Wizards?
All right. Just to throw a monkey wrench in everything. We don't even have to stay on this topic. But if Penny had never got hurt, Shaq might have never went to the Lakers.
Let's talk about it.
That was the original Shaq and Kobe.
Let's talk about
that was the original Shaq and Kobe. Even Penny said out of his own mouth, he was like he envied that because of his injury, because it reminded him of when they were balling over there in Orlando like that.
Bro,
and you got to remember something too. Shaq didn't just leave based off of what was going on with Penny. He left because how Orlando was treating him.
Yeah, I mean, I know there.
You know what I'm
other,
saying? Of the politics.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But all right, let's do this, right? So then we say 2010. We say 2010, right?
The Diesel started when? The Diesel didn't start it when he came to LA.
Nah,
he was
Shaq Diesel.
Shaq was coast to coast when he was
disrupting. He was disrupting rims before he got into the league.
When he was in fucking high school, junior high school, this nigga was.
That's why I don't understand. That's why I don't understand how you could say a certain era, like the 2000 era. Do you know who was playing in that era, dog?
And the way that they had to.
Wait a minute. All right, so look, this is what's so crazy.
I be getting irritated.
No. Listen, because I'm finna write out the 2010 draft class for you guys. Okay. So I'm not even gonna go through all of it. I'm just gonna give you
top
a few.
10?
Okay, I'll do top 10. Let's just do top 10.
2010 draft, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
John Wall.
I forgot about that name.
Evan Turner. Derek Favors. DeMarcus Cousins.
Okay.
Greg Monroe, Paul George, Wesley Johnson, Gordon Hayward, Al Farouk Aminu, Ed Davis.
Yeah, what?
How many of them are NBA champions?
None of them.
So what is Brandon Jennings talking about?
None of them that she just named right now. I'm gonna be honest. Great players.
I'm gonna be honest. As of right now, off the top of my head, I can only confirm that Paul George and Gordon Hayward are still in the league. Those are the only two.
And Paul George ain't won a goddamn thing.
Please, let's not talk about Paul George, please.
And I ain't hating.
Please.
I'm going to tell you right now where this is coming from. We were watching the game one time, and I think Paul George had choked it, taking the game over and winning the game. And then right after that, the Gatorade commercial came over with him making a buzzer beater. And Jelani got mad. Hey, get this off the TV, man.
So look, well,
great player. We're not gonna knock his game.
No, he's definitely a great player. It was just bad timing.
No. You have to understand something. He's a cool player. He's cool. The thing about it though, my issue is like he get all this praise and stuff like he's clutch, and he's just the opposite. He was playing for the Pacers. He was on left side, wing, 3-point. He got the ball. He shot it. Backboard. He hit the other side of the backboard. He's on this side. He hit this side of the backboard. He didn't even hit no rim. Missed it. Game over. They lose. Then the Gatorade commercial comes on where he shoots it and he turns around and grabs a Gatorade, and before the ball goes in, he says, game. And then he takes a swig. And I'm like,
Hey, was that bad timing or was that petty editing?
Timing.
Was that petty?
Was unnecessary.
Was the network petty for playing the commercial right after?
And then what makes it so crazy is like that pissed me off. And that's when I started paying attention to Paul George. And I can tell you, he doesn't have a clutch gene in his body. Whenever it's really go time and you got to show up, he is not present, bro.
Who was clutch on the Lakers? And who?
Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant.
Robert Horry, let alone can we compare him to Paul George as far as skill level? I would say Paul George might be a better player.
Then who?
The Robert Horry?
That's
not a good comparison.
It's not, because they're not even like comparable.
It's not a good comparison because they're different type of players. They're different positions.
I'll put it like this: if we're on the blacktop and we're picking a team, I'm picking Robert Horry. I'm picking Robert Horry
for sure.
Well, yeah.
So there you go.
Robert Horry.
There you go.
I don't know though.
It's intelligence.
It all depends. It all depends.
Intelligence too.
It all depends on what I need.
I need him to make shots when it's important.
See, the thing about it is, while he made those big shots,
he fucked up a lot.
No. Absolutely
That's not what happened, but that sounded great.
I thought that's what he was going to say. Like, he fucked up a few times. Nah. Go ahead. What do you think?
While he made those big shots,
right,
the team put him in a position, so to speak, to where he had to make those shots because they didn't win. Right? They didn't have those leads, right? So he made those big shots to get them the wins. Yeah. Great. Yeah. If the team had been playing better, there wouldn't have been a need for big shots, right?
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
But at the same time,
if I get Paul George on my team, right, and he put up 15, and Horry only put up 6, and we win because we blew y'all out. But now say Paul George gets 10, and then Horry only has 3, but Horry hits the shot that wins the game.
Yeah. But he keeps doing that.
He consistently
keeps doing that.
But the whole thing about it,
teams.
this is the thing about it. What you're saying is, I don't know if we're gonna win, so I'm gonna get Horry. So if it's close, he can win it for us,
just in case.
Yeah, but I don't want to operate like that.
I like having insurance.
That's
okay.
Yeah. I like having insurance
for life in my car.
Right.
Yeah. I like that.
I like having it. Well, here's the thing about Robert Horry that I think that could separate him from anybody because I see where you're saying the skill level, right? Mm-hmm. Robert Horry was the player you did not want to see with the ball in the fourth quarter.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? Versus if Paul George has the ball, the most disrespectful thing is going to happen. Remember when in grade school? Remember in grade school when the certain person had a ball, they'd be like, "Nah, watch out, leave him open.
Pull up.
Nah, don't guard him." Guard him. Let him shoot himself out the game.
Definitely.
That's kind of the reputation Paul George has now.
Put the football player on him.
You can't really. You can't compare them.
All right.
But it is a comparison.
Why are we even talking about this? So let's move on. But let's stay on the Lakers.
It was interesting.
Let's stay on the Lakers.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, while we were talking about the Lakers, another thing came up that I thought was interesting. Your boy Draymond and Shaq was doing a podcast, right?
Yeah, we seen that.
And Shaq, and I shout out to Shaq because I feel like he's been like fighting this whole thing about not having Kobe in the conversation. I really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And he asked Draymond a very interesting question, and Draymond gave a good answer of like, do you think that Kobe should be in the GOAT conversation every time the conversation comes up? And he says, absolutely. He said, why not? And Draymond explained why. And basically, I can't say exactly what he said word for word because I just don't have a memory like that.
Basically, at the time that Kobe was scoring by himself and going crazy, the team wasn't doing as well. Mm-hmm. But LeBron started making his name at that same time. But at the same time, I get what he was saying. Mm-hmm. But I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Because LeBron wasn't making his name, wasn't doing shit.
The thing about it is this.
He wasn't doing shit at that time.
I mean, so this is what it is.
Comparable.
Right? This is what it is. A lot of people hold a lot against Kobe because they're like, he wouldn't have won those rings without Shaq. And I understand that. No. I understand that, and I agree with that. But guess what? Shaq don't win them rings without Kobe.
Nigga, Kobe was the nigga.
Like, you don't know. It don't even too, bro. They don't win the rings without each other. It's a team sport, bro. Period. Point blank. Just like Jordan don't get all the rings without Scottie and Rodman.
Let's talk about it.
You think Curry got 4 wings without Clay
or
and
Draymond?
Dre?
Nope.
Stop it. It's a team sport. You need other players who can step up and support or take over when you can. It needs to be a 1-2 punch at least.
Yes.
So yes.
At minimum, still to this day in the league, you need a 1-2 punch.
So yes, Kobe don't get the ring without Shaq, but Shaq don't get his rings without Kobe.
But let's see what Kobe was doing by himself was going crazy.
But and that's all fine and dandy. He's supposed to do that. But the issue is, while he was putting up the numbers, his team was not winning. And in the midst of that, there was this whole King LeBron craze.
And he was getting that King James title before he got drafted.
Overshadowed just because
it didn't overshadow. It just drew more attention because you wanted to see what the hype was about.
Right.
You can't overshadow Kobe putting up 80 points.
For these niggas who talking about it, like the new era, to them, the way LeBron's allure, it overshadows them to what Kobe was really doing in his respect.
Because they wasn't paying attention.
That nigga was going crazy.
So
you see what I'm saying?
No, I definitely agree. I'm loving all of this because I'm a diehard Kobe fan. Yeah, I'm loving
the King, all of this. LeBron, the next this, the next that. So of course everybody wants to see what he's gonna do, and they're watching and they're paying attention because Kobe's doing this, but Kobe been doing that. He's next. Well, we got to see what he's gonna do.
Right.
So I get it, but at the end of the day, bro. Jordan, Kobe, Shaq. That's and check this out. And that's my top 3, right? And that top 3 can be debatable on who you like, your preference, how you're building your team. Yeah. Right? The crazy thing about it is, if I were to go with a 4th, I might say Wilt Chamberlain. You thought it's gonna be LeBron? It's not, because LeBron doesn't have that assassin, blackout, dominate gene. He doesn't have it.
Look what LeBron had to do, because they're talking about what Kobe was missing, right? So we're talking about Kobe not having the teammates.
I gotta say it.
We're not really even talking about the teammates. We're just talking about.
What did LeBron have to do to even
should Kobe be in GOAT talk or not?
For sure.
Yes,
that's the focus.
Yes, mandatory. And here's something that I want to say that a lot of people, because now we live in an era where people, like, every page and every fan creates a stat that wasn't a stat 20, 30 years ago, right? Yeah. And I'll say this. Kobe and Shaq both did something that Jordan and Pippen never did. Won a championship without each other. And Kobe did it twice without Shaq. So when people say if it wasn't for Shaq, I get it. Those first 3 titles, that three-peat does not happen without Shaq. It does not happen without Kobe. But let's not forget, the following season after Shaq left, he won a championship with the Heat with Dwayne Wade. Kobe went 7 seasons without making the playoffs and then he still turned around and won his 4th and 5th ring.
And LeBron tried to follow suit with going to Miami.
And here's the other thing. Let's not forget that Miami team, because there's no hate against LeBron. LeBron is the best all-around player the NBA has ever seen. Okay? He can play all 5 positions. But we'll say this also about LeBron James. Don't forget, when they went to the Heat and it was dancing like Jabberwockies and all that other stuff, right? Did they win that first year?
Nope.
Who beat them? The Dallas Mavericks.
Man, who cares? Why are we talking about LeBron? This is about Kobe. Stop talking about LeBron.
No, listen. This is why I'm doing it, because I'm a fan of Kobe Bryant. The reason why I'm doing it is because I need to expose all of these things that you keep trying to discredit Kobe for.
Yeah, they got to stop that shit.
So I'm bringing LeBron up while he wears the Laker jersey.
And he wore the Miami jersey with Shaq.
Right. So my point is, when you guys try to keep Kobe out of the conversation because of certain things, and then you try to bring LeBron in and say, this is why we're choosing LeBron over Kobe, well, let's start exposing certain things that LeBron has done that you guys failed to mention. Because LeBron has been to the championship 10 times.
Man. All right, so look.
That's crazy.
There's only that's crazy. One stat that really matters. I don't care about any of the other ones, because while everybody's talking about the numbers and all of this stuff, those are individual stats. This is a team sport. We discussed that earlier. So we are talking about a team sport. I don't care what you do individually. As a team, what have you guys done?
What have you done for your team and your franchise? Thank you, sir.
That matters to me.
Thank you, sir.
Curry, And I'm going to say Curry because if you bring LeBron into the debate talking about GOAT, I'm going to bring Curry into the debate talking about GOAT because Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. He's 4 of 6 in the championships while LeBron is what?
They broke the Bulls. They did break the Bulls record.
with the same squad, right?
Stayed with the same squad. And he's 4 of 10, right? In the championship. LeBron's 4 of 10, right? Kobe is 5 of 7, right? And Jordan is 6 and 0, right? And you play the game to win rings. You don't play for accolades and scoring champs. You play for rings, for a championship. Do you think anybody who is not in the finals right now is sitting at home saying, yeah, I got 6 men of the year, whatever? No, you play for rings.
And Steph didn't ask
you should have a winning record in the championships. Everybody say, oh my gosh, he's been 10 times. So win.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm getting loud because you're pissing me off.
I'm with you.
No, I'm with it.
I'm talking to the partner on that. I'm looking right here.
I'm with you on that shit.
He hasn't won enough. Yes. And he had to go other places.
How many other places?
See, this is the whole thing about it.
That's crazy.
This is the whole thing about it. Recruiting, telling people you should come over here and play with me, that type of stuff, that's always happened in the league.
Yes, Kobe did it.
That's always happened in the league.
Yes, it's always happened.
Now, with that being said, leaving your team to join up with another team, that didn't used to happen. Because the thing about it is, when you played for a team, you know what you develop? A strong dislike, close to even a hatred for the other team and their players. Yes. The Lakers hated the Celtics. The Bulls hated the Pistons.
Yep.
The Spurs hated
We would fight.
Yes.
There would be fights, okay?
They didn't even become cool till after they was retired.
Not at all. And so...
still now.
And still not. Some people still not. Yeah.
Think about that. And now you turn on and you'll see LeBron and somebody from the other team, they got handshakes.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
My brother. After the game, you want to go to dinner?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Bro, when I step on that court... Excuse my language. You can go fuck yourself.
Yep.
I'm trying to put up a triple-double.
Yes, I'm trying to dog you out.
Are you serious?
I'm trying to put you on a poster.
I'm straight as hell, but I want my nuts on your forehead. I'm dunking on somebody. What?
No, that's the truth.
That is the truth. That's what it was. That's what's lost. That's what's lost.
All this camaraderie.
Even the respect. Look at the respect that Kobe and Iverson had for each other. But look, when they were on the court,
it's
these
war.
are two cats that are from Philly.
It's war.
I'm trying to take your head off when I go up for the shot.
Kobe played for the 76ers.
All right, so we're going to end it on this. Let's end it like this, right? Yeah, is Jordan a GOAT?
Yes.
Is Jordan a GOAT?
Yes.
Yes. Jordan is a GOAT. What's the closest thing we've seen to Jordan?
Kobe Bryant.
How many rings does Jordan have?
6.
How many does Kobe have?
5.
4 or 5, okay.
So if Jordan is the GOAT and Kobe is the closest thing we've seen to Jordan, that at least puts Kobe in the talk, in the debate.
To me, he's second.
To me, what did I tell you about? How did I rank Jordan and Kobe?
1A, 1B.
Yeah, that's.
You see, I didn't say it. I asked him because we've had this
conversation a lot.
And
I think that when we talk about the made up, when we got the made up stats, and then we can definitely move past it.
Yeah.
There's something very significant that Kobe and Jordan have in common that doesn't get talked about enough.
They're killers.
They were responsible. We already know that gets talked about. They gets talked about the dog mentality, the assassin mentality. But Kobe and Jordan are responsible for many Hall of Famers never winning a championship.
Shut down.
Never winning a championship.
Shut down.
Matter of fact, both of them are responsible for one Hall of Famer not winning a championship, Reggie Miller.
shut down. And
you understand what I'm saying?
And
he was a dog. We could say he was Steph Curry, like when it came to the 3-point, right?
Him and Ray Allen.
He was all right.
Him and Ray Allen.
Him and Ray Ray.
He was all right.
Ray Ray better, a little bit better. But that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I liked how Draymond tried to explain it from a popularity standpoint.
But that ain't.
I mean, no. See, the thing about it is, he wasn't asked his opinion. Initially, he was asked his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Do you believe that Kobe should be in the GOAT talks?" He said,
did
absolutely.
agree. Yes, he did agree. Yeah.
And he said, "So why isn't he?" And so then he gave the reasons why, not necessarily his.
Yeah, he's saying from what he sees.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And I definitely give him credit for that.
You can't say he belongs in a debate and then say that.
Right.
You see what it contradicts.
Yeah, for sure. If he and I didn't take it like that's what he believed. I think he took it like that's what he's seeing. That's what he's seeing. He sees a heavy bias.
For sure.
I
could fuck with that.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was heartfelt. What we spent because yeah, man.
But I
think
like
sports,
of course, and I think that when we have those conversations, and even when we see those conversations, I think you can genuinely tell when people are having those conversations the difference in who really loved and loves watching this shit versus who just wants to argue.
Bro, basketball is my first love.
Hey.
And I'm not even a sports watcher like that no more. Let
yeah.
alone
yeah,
ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Ever.
For sure.
But I know when I pay attention to shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit. Like, I don't watch sports as much at all, even to this day. But just knowing and paying attention is like, dog, knock it off, man. Knock it off, man. It's like comparing WWE now to some shit
back in the day. It's no comparison.
There's no comparison.
Absolutely not. Not doing it. Few more topics before we get up out of here, man. Listen, the Jay-Z and Roc Nation plans for schools. Did you guys read up on that article?
I read about half of the article.
That's dope. Good for them. Shout out to Philadelphia, man.
Yeah, it was $300 million.
Well,
to help that the inner city children of Philadelphia
lower
pursue
income,
higher education,
lower income, family of four,
and all that.
No more than 75,000. I think that's the eligibility. So low income, help them get resources and what do they call them? Scholarships to attend private schools and whatnot. So $300 million donated to help with that program, that process, especially since Roc Nation has already had partnerships with Philadelphia. Remember the criminal
the criminal reform
and all that stuff that Meek Mill was a part of as well. So they have some ties with Philadelphia already. So I think that's why they went there and decided to continue to do work. And since they've been there and they know things, they're aware of the situation from the criminal reform. And father been taken out of home, low income, poverty. Help them to get more resources and be put in a better position to be able to be on level footing with middle and high income.
I got questions though.
You know what I'm saying?
What's up?
You always got questions and we don't know the answers.
Because not for y'all to know the answers.
See, look.
But it do.
Just ask the public.
We talking about $300 million.
Yeah.
We talking about.
But it's a plan. It's a $3 million plan. It's not to say that Jay-Z's going in his wallet like here's $300 million.
No. I'm not saying he's giving the money. Obviously, it's coming from different sources.
Right.
It's coming from whatever. But I would like to know why private schools. I would also like to know how many students this is expected to serve. Not that to say it's not a good thing.
Oh, you're getting in your educator back.
I'm starting to ask different questions like, why are we doing private schools rather than, is it charter or is it rather than public schools? And
all right. So I ask you a question. As an educator, would you prefer a public or a private school?
For my child?
Yes.
Honestly, I guess it would depend on different factors.
Okay.
Public school for me, I've never experienced private school.
Right.
So I don't know really like the ins and outs of private school.
But you do understand that with private school there are certain things like, didn't you go to a private school?
I did.
Okay, so give us a couple of traits or things that you get from a private school that you don't get from a public.
So when I went to private school, when I first went to private school, I did not want to go. It was all black private school. It was boys and girls. It was a country life school, so it was in Mississippi.
Got kidnapped in Mississippi.
Yeah, and I learned how to do a lot of mischievous, bad things going to this school because who I associated with. I had friends from Chicago, friends from New York, friends from Baltimore. Shout out to
talking about the curriculum.
You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Extracurricular.
So
keep shit private, nigga. That's why.
Yeah. So I did a lot of bad stuff that I did not do in public school, but that was just me being a teenager. That had nothing to do with the school. That's just you being associated with these kids. Because what I also did not understand while I was doing all of these bad stuff with these kids that were labeled as bad, all of these kids were on honor roll.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
And this dumb nigga flunking.
And my ass is getting C's and shit. You know what I mean? But what ended up happening by me being able to go to a private school is I was exposed to things that a lot of public schools don't have. Like, because it was in the South and it's predominantly black, they were associated with these sororities and fraternities. So they had little brother programs and little sister programs of those things, and I joined one of them. So I was considered at the time an Alpha Esquire, and they had Kappa League, and those young men had to carry themselves a certain type of way on campus. And in order for those programs to stay legal on campus, you had to conduct yourself respectful. They required a lot of the kids to have manners in the way that they addressed adults. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That school also looked good on your transcripts if you wanted to go to schools like Bethune-Cookman, which a lot of them went there, Southern Miss, Ole Miss, all of those, black colleges. You see what I'm saying? So they taught you manners. We wore uniforms. There was a respect for a lot of faculty members that are still there. Some of my classmates actually work there now as students. So there's a lifelong bond that you have with some of your teachers that you went to school with.
Okay.
Which some of my peers still have with them, but then there was a lifelong bond with some of the people that I went to school with as well that was also attending my wedding. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
And because it wasn't a whole bunch of students, it was probably around maybe 300, and I'm probably being generous. It was like a family environment. So there, you know what I mean? It was more of a family environment.
So what I'm getting from that, right? Like, just listening to what you're saying, so mannerisms, things that help build character.
For sure.
You have more resources and more people pouring into you. With it not being as many people and it being smaller, you get more attention.
For sure.
You get more help. You see what I'm saying? All of these things play major roles in building up a person and building the confidence in them and instilling certain things in them to help them go further in life.
And my speculation being
I gotta also add.
Philadelphia.
I also gotta add with this school. Number one, there's a documentary on it on Hulu now.
Oh, word.
Number two, this school has been around over 100 years. It started out as a school for bad kids.
Okay.
Way back in the day.
Okay.
And it is now transformed into this great school with a lot of good resources.
Plug the name. What's the name?
Piney West Country Life School. Matter of fact, the choir actually sung for Obama at the White House when Obama was in office.
Okay.
So, just having that on your resume as a student, you know what I mean? It's completely evolved from when I went there as far as in the way things are done and obviously growing. But on top of what you were saying as far as in building character and all, absolutely.
And then you think about that, right? Versus public school.
Yes. Where there's a lot of things that the outside world did not have an influence on me.
There's a
while I was in
control
school
of the curriculum that you have. Like, think of a school like Sac High, right? It's a charter school,
right?
So I don't know if there's a difference between what you would categorize as public school and charter school, but I imagine there's some similarities between that because you have a control of the curriculum and what the students are expected of. At a charter school like Sac High, there's an expectation of character. There's an expectation of the way in which
a charter school is like right under private in a sense. Right. I almost feel like charter school in a sense is kind of a type of private school in a sense, because isn't there certain requirements or eligibility to get into a charter school? Or can you just pay?
And I think the private schools are more funded by those who are the
Put
parents.
my kid in.
The parents, and then a charter school may be funded by grants and things of that nature, where you have to write a grant and say this is what the money is utilized for. But like a private school,
if you say no, I'm a nigga.
I'm here. But like in Philadelphia, I can imagine that there would be as far as the culture in Philadelphia, in the private schools, I think that there probably is more of a additional control of what the students are expected to learn and how they carry themselves, and already their potential religious influences are.
If you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, I think that's a big reason why if and when I'm in the position to, I'll probably send my children to private, because I do want to have a say-so in what type of things they're consuming and what's being brought to them, and influence. You understand what I'm saying? And so the reason why I even thought this was a good conversation is because there's a lot of debatable things as far as in what celebrities are investing into and what they're doing. And you constantly hear, especially in the black community, as far as in, what are you trying to contribute? Or, these rappers, and hip hop alone has a stigma and has always had a stigma, but there's never really any light shined on things like, all right, we're going to try to donate to a cause where people are getting the education and the resources that they need in certain communities. And for those that don't know, it's rough in Philly. It's real bad in Philly.
Culturally relevant curriculum as well.
Yes. That's very, very, very,
that's
very
all the type of stuff that you're going to get in in private and charter schools. Though when you're in public schools, you get what they got, and that's the thing about
or what they feel like giving you.
Especially since but that's the whole thing. Like, it's not, in a lot of cases, like, a lot of teachers really care about what they do, but their support system is almost non-existent, and the pay sucks. So it's like, so I'm saying they give you what they got, and you're saying they might not give you anything. They might not have it to give.
Right.
For sure.
Being burnt out, you know what I'm saying? Because being a public school teacher and dealing with, you said there were maybe 300 at the whole school. Think about a class of 30.
Yeah. I got a question for you, Poe, because you've been involved with the school system for so long. And I feel like I might know the answer, but I might be wrong. Who's funding public schools?
Who is funding public schools?
Who funds public schools? The state.
We as taxpayers.
How is so many tax dollars, so much money from the state, or so many things coming to the state through taxes and all of these different things, and public schools are doing so bad?
Well, it depends on which public schools you're talking about, because it also depends on where you live. So your neighborhoods are also going to be in the funding that they receive from the county and the city and the state is going to depend on the amount of revenue that certain neighborhood makes. So if we live in a neighborhood that doesn't make a lot of money, the funding that they receive typically in the
neighborhood, you mean like residents?
Neighborhoods, your testing scores. So the amount, the ability for the students to test high enough to receive those tax dollars. So that's why parents may send their kids to schools that are outside of their direct neighborhood district. So my son, he was supposed to go to a school right up the street from the house. Even the school that was right next to our apartments at one point in time, I only sent him to one school that was directly in our neighborhood. I always sent him to a school that was outside of our area because of the income that we were making and the income in which the people in the neighborhood made. The testing scores were much lower. So that's one of the factors that goes into it, is you get funding for your school based on your test scores and how much the people in the neighborhood or in that district are making. So yeah, that's a huge factor. And the state is going to give you the money, but the city distributes it based on those factors.
That's wild. Because you know what I've heard.
Dr. Umar in that conversation?
In what conversation?
Was his school the Booker T. Washington, Marcus Garvey, Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad School?
I don't think he's in that plan. I don't think he's in that plan at all. But you know what? I did think about that when I was reading the article, and I understood that it was in Philly. Because his school isn't going to be in Philly, I don't think.
I think it's actually Delaware.
Yeah, it's going to be in Delaware.
He said Delaware.
So,
right.
Like I said, I thought it was interesting, and I thought that number was very high as far as in being able to invest. And I just look at the climate, you know what I'm saying? And I look at like the education system on top of the fact that like COVID or whatever has already set kids back. But seeing something like this, I know how controversial a lot of entertainers are as far as in just their stance on things, who they're affiliated with, and things that they've done in the past. And I'm hoping that I'm pretty sure there will be some good coming out of it, but I just think with all of the things that's going on in the world or even in entertainment, I did look at that like, okay, that's a big number. Usually you hear, somebody's going to donate like $2 million or whatever the case is, but when you're talking past $250 million,
300 million is a lot for one city.
That's a lot, and I don't think that's a lot in a bad way.
A certain demographic of students as well. That's a lot of money, and I don't know how it's going to be distributed, but that's a hefty amount of money, and
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
for the school, like on a school level, it is a lot of money.
There's scholarships for kids, tuition is whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, average tuition $16,837. Let's just say $17,000, right?
For private school
per year.
Okay. How many?
4 years, right?
How many?
4 years, right? Mm-hmm. So then we go 17,000 times 4. That's 68 bands, right? All right, 68 bands. Remember that.
Divided by
300,000. 300 million. Divided by 68. Thousand. What's that?
4,000 students.
4,400.
4,400.
4,411.7. So 4,412 students. Private school. And that's not bad.
Now divide that by how many students would you expect to be within each school?
I don't know. Sure.
Maybe let's say.
I'm done doing math. It's Sunday.
Right. That's a starting point. We don't know how long this is expected to go on. But
right.
And if they raise,
it's a lot of money even for that.
They didn't say anything about raising. They said they donated 3. That's where it's at.
That's a lot of money.
Well, what I'm thinking is, I did read.
Finish.
Yo,
they said 300 was donated.
You're right.
That's a lot. So it's not going to exceed it.
Nah, they're not. They didn't say we've developed a pipeline to get. No, we donated 300. Bro, if somebody gives you some money, they're not giving you any more. That was what you got. Like, bro, I gave you that.
You're not getting taxed on it.
Y'all made 500, and I said I was giving you 3. What I say?
That's a good investment to me, man. We got to start where we start.
So let me ask you this: should that be a thing that happens often in different areas throughout the country when it comes to like urban areas where a lot of black kids don't get the resources that they need? Like, should this be a trend?
I don't think it should be a trend because a trend is.
It shouldn't be a trend. It should be the normal.
Trends go up and down and die off.
Well, it should be the normal.
When I say to be a dope ass fucking trend, nigga.
I don't mean
it should be the normal.
I mean the different definition of trend. You hear the word trend in stock. You know what I'm saying? As far as in how well it's doing and stuff like that. So when I say, I do think it should be a damn trend that is continued.
Should is inspired.
A consistent trend. Yes.
I would say yes, but we don't know how many cities, states, and people and philanthropists have done this and attempted to do it. It's just Jay-Z got a big name. We don't know how many people have done it under the radar.
I would like to know. Maybe it has to be some research that should be done.
Kevin Johnson is a huge example of that, right? He's a huge example of that in Sacramento alone.
Yeah,
and I imagine there's other, people have done it.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's comparable.
Off camera, I got something I need to tell you. I'm just saying, because the thing about it is like, y'all know me.
Yeah.
I know people.
Right.
Yeah.
I know people in some positions. I hear stories. I get information. So, bruh, it's wild. Crazy.
Yeah.
You would never think. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. Off camera, we're going to learn more.
I like seeing these things, though, because we've been programmed from young kids to believe that politicians are the only hope when it comes to bettering your environment. Although politicians can make certain calls to make your neighborhoods better or worse
because
of their influences and the power that they have, right?
For sure.
But it does feel good to see like individuals that are not influenced from what we see by politics and politicians trying to make the adjustments, because I also remember Jay-Z getting involved with what was going on and stuff in Mississippi with the jails and the prisons and how terrible the prisons were and how unsanitary they were.
Even in Brooklyn.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So for the record, I have not always been a huge Jay-Z fan as far as music, but I do appreciate seeing some of the things that him and other individuals are doing. Because while we were talking a few weeks ago about the Kendrick Lamar and all this other stuff and the beef and who won the battle and things like that, there are individuals trying to do stuff in certain communities, and that is not talked about.
And I love the fact that they're attempting it, even if it's not successful. You're talking about Kendrick at the graduation?
I'm about to say, that's doing something for the community as well.
Yeah, him pulling up to Compton Community College
for sure.
Graduation, like, I think that shit like that's important, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's important for people to show up and be like, hey, I see you. He came and said, yo, man, thank you. That man showed up to the graduation and said, thank you. I appreciate you.
Y'all might think that this degree that you're getting from a AA degree that you're getting is not as important as the other degrees that these students who are going to these 4-year private schools are as important. This is just as important because a lot of us started here. Right.
And I think that message needs to be given often.
For sure.
Often. And when you look at like commencement speeches and stuff like that, it's always the shiny, pretty, paid for school and students. So seeing somebody show up somewhere like that, I think should happen often.
I love it. I love that.
Straight
especially
up.
You know me, I work at the community college.
Yeah, for sure.
So I understand the importance of it. And I always love to inspire the students and let them know that, like, dog.
I'm still trying to get Kicks and Sneakers to speak at one of the schools, man. But no,
listen,
dog.
we might listen.
Just saying.
Off camera.
I got a program that I'm starting
Off
in the
camera.
summer. All right, let's talk about it. I got a program that I'm coordinating, so we might.
Y'all get nothing from me. Everything's off camera.
We might could use that.
Hey man, I'm with it. Mm-hmm. All right, man. We're gonna get into gambling. So this weekend, I'm just
Prize picks.
Nah, man, we finna get up out of here, man. We finna get up out of here because I want to hear this stuff off camera that Jelani talks about.
For sure.
Can't believe this, man, with this money he done. Anyways, this is your boy Dizzy Dspill with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
Apartment Poe.
And you've been tuning into the Notion Podcast. You already know what to do. Leave comments, likes, subscribe. We here every week. I already know y'all disagree with some of the stuff we said, so go ahead and show up in the comment section. You know who gonna respond.
So,
you know what it is.
I don't want to see y'all these TikTok and
I do not care.
Until next time,
I said it with my chest.
We know we the dumbest, stupidest niggas on time. I get it. We dumb.
He's speaking for himself. I said, whoa.
No, that's what they say every time.
Oh, that's what they say? Your mama.